Ladies and gentlemen, it is January 9th, 2016, it is January 9th, 2016, and this is Kerbal Space Program. We are attempting moon landing. Let's see, I believe we are version 1.1 at this point. I named it 1.2, but I went through all the revisions, and let's look at this one. Yeah, this is the newest. I'm just going to call it 1.1, because the last one that we launched to the moon, excuse me, Control Z, thank you. The last one we launched to the moon was 1.0, and I don't think I've made so many changes to make it to 1.2 yet. What I did do, as if you might notice already, was I exchanged those gigantic liquid tanks, gigantic in diameter, for these spacey solid rocket boosters. I love the spacey mod pack. It provided so many very useful, very large and powerful, all different size engines and solid fuel boosters. So, you know, before that, this was like a big booster. Yeah, no, that's nothing. And, you know, I just figured that, well, let me show you the other thing I added first. This is a crew quarters, so I can rescue any Kerbals that I come across in my travels, because I know every time we launch, sometimes we see other Kerbals from failed launches still drifting through space, and I figured if we spot one, we can grab them now, and that could be handy. So first I added these rockets, and I named it 1.1, and then I added this crew capsule and named it 1.2, and then I figured, whoa, you're getting crazy with these versions, because the last actual launch towards the moon was 1.0. We haven't launched towards the moon since then. Alright, brief cut there. I had to change some stuff, and I think you guys are going to be really happy with this. I did a test launch. I wish I could have recorded it. I was so excited to try this new design, and it really works really well. I was so excited to try the design, but what happened is I'm uploading videos to YouTube, and so I can't record at the same time because it's on the same hard drive, and it would cause lag. Oh yeah, I also added these launch stabilizers. Some rockets will sit very still on the launch pad, straight up and down, no movement, with no scaffolding holding them there. And well, I was watching my rocket before I launched it, and it was wobbling all over the place. I know in one of my other videos I said, oh, sometimes the physics go crazy when you fast forward, and that's true, but I think I didn't realize at the time was just that my rocket was just sitting there waving around being unstable, and it wasn't because of the fast forward in that case. So it's nice to have a nice stable straight rocket on launch. I've got these detachers. Let's just run through real quick, make sure everything's sorted. So those are all going at once. Then those detach. Then that detaches. And it won't let me scroll up and down the rocket, so I have to zoom out. Then I've got an engine there. Then, okay, what we want... let's go back real quick. Vehicle assembly. I just want to make sure that my... oh, I think that was right, actually. Yeah, see. So this undock is now a stage, and crossfeed is off, so the fuel should stay there. So I think we're fine. I was just double checking. We'll launch her right off the pad now, and I think you guys will like this. These taller boosters, put on SAS. I'm going to turn down the thrust so I can save fuel in my main tank. I just want to accelerate. See, the numbers go up at about that speed. I think that's a very stable speed. Rockets tend to be very stable, more stable when they're accelerating slower than faster. Also, if they accelerate too fast, they can start to burn up before you get out of the atmosphere. So, and also turning down the throttle, basically letting the solid boosters lift me and get me going, And yeah, like I already said, I'm saving fuel. So anyway, also yeah, these taller boosters. Also, I find they fly much better. The ship is much more stable. It flies straighter, and they detach really nicely. Look at that. Oh man, that's beautiful. Perfect. And turn up the thrust here. And we got Bill Kerman on board. He's a little bit unsure of what to make of the situation. Can you imagine being in a tiny little thing that big, when this entire gigantic rest of the structure underneath you is just fuel and rockets burning? Going straight up? Oh my god, that must be crazy feeling. So, I'm on board with your feelings, Bill. You're validated to feel that way. Look at him. Alright, let's start our gravity turn. Oh, you know what? I didn't time the moon on the launch, but that's okay. This, in my test earlier, that I couldn't video, we had plenty of fuel. We had more than enough fuel to get to the moon, and that was even after going around the Earth an extra couple times. So we should... Oh yes, I remember now. I also rediscovered something that I used to know. I haven't played this for quite a while. You can actually open this while you're in orbital mode, which is really handy because then you can adjust the throttle without going in and out of map mode. So you can really fine-tune it onto your orbit where you're going to. So what do we have here? We have Bob at R&D. Do we need to rescue him, or is he at the Space Center lab? We can investigate that later. I believe we did have a different launch when my music... I turned on the game music and it crashed it. But that launch came back and crashed into Earth when we were fast-forwarding time, so we ran out of time to rescue that guy. But oh yeah, see, Moon 1.1 is still up there, out of fuel, orbiting the moon, so I don't know if we can rescue him this time. My primary mission is just to... Looks like we ran out of fuel there. My primary mission is just to land on the moon with the new design here and make it back. Alright, let's launch off, put on our RCS and press H. That'll boost us forward a little bit. So then we activate our engine. It will not cause any explosions. And that's also why I'm activating it at such a low thrust, because I don't want it to make things explode. Let's make a little... Okay, now we can turn it up. And this engine is very weak. It's orbital Bertha, and it's, you know, it's not powerful enough to get you out of the gravity well when you're deep into it, but once you're in orbit, it's enough power. So it's nice and fuel efficient. It's not the engine we deserve, but the engine we need, whatever that saying goes. And you can see it's kind of small looking. Okay, we are flipping around here. It looks like we forgot to put on the SAS. That's okay. We just made our orbit a little rounder. Let's get back pointed at our trajectory. And now let's put on the SAS. Let's put this open. And now we wait. So I looked up some YouTube copyright music stuff, and yeah, I basically can't play any music. I mean, aside from just the music included in the game. Unless I contact and get permission from the artist, and sometimes it's more than the artist. It's like a producer or... Okay, my thrust isn't turning down. Okay, good. I had no control for a second. Sometimes there's like a record label, plus a producer, plus the artist, plus the online store that sells their stuff, and you need to get like permission from all of them, so it's kind of not fun process, not easy to do. So I guess I did record a little bit of guitar earlier. I play guitar, and I've also got a keyboard that I don't really play because I'm not really a keyboard player. I am a guitar player. I just did the keyboard for messing around on. And I could theoretically record some of my own songs to play in the videos. That would be kind of ridiculous in a way. Oh, look at him orbiting. I don't know, but maybe just like if I could record just a cool guitar riff or something for the intro music or something, just so to get something, you know. So I might do that at some point. I also think I should probably come up with a name for my channel, maybe. I'm just really starting it for the first time again. I tried years ago, but I didn't have hard drive capacity, nor the internet connection, or the time, or anything like that. Oops, that's not what I want. I want to slow down. I want to burn here. And to get our path to go around the curb and safely. So we can use the RCS to turn faster. We can also put on the engine slightly, which has vectoring to turn faster as well. And that combination gets you going pretty... See, it makes these big rockets a lot more maneuverable. These RCS tanks are huge. Even after maneuvering around for a while, they hardly run down. But that's good. It's good to have lots of extra, like I said, if we're saving Kerbals and have to get into their orbit and dock with them, it could take a lot of fuel, maybe. And these tanks are pretty small. Let's turn up our thrust, turn off our RCS, and turn on our SAS, which are the R and T keys, respectively. Okay, we want about 300, 400,000. Let's do 400 because that worked before. And now we just turn off the SAS and fast forward until the moon catches us, or we catch the moon, whichever way you want to look at it. And it will actually slow down time for you. See, it slowed it down there when I got close to curb, and it'll slow it down also when I get close to the moon and enter a new path. Enter a new orbit. Whatever thing. Center of influence. Oh, that was a close one. Almost. That was a close one. If it takes forever, I can always pause it. Pause the recording. But it usually doesn't take. There we go. Alright. So... it's actually not good. If I just leave it going like that, it will... the moon will just take away some of my power, but not enough to bring me into the moon, and I'll just have a lesser Kerbin orbit, effectively wasting a bunch of gas I already burned. So what I want to do is slow down enough that the moon can catch me fully, not just a little bit, slow me down. Alright, so we learned earlier that that's not really... I'll have to do some more research, but... oh, you know what? I never actually... researched something important for this video. Did I? I can't remember what it was now. Okay, how's this working? Are we slowing down? Yes, we are. Good. Let's check the map. Okay. So... I want to keep slowing down. Make sure that this is not moving. Once this gets all the way into there, it's going to change probably, I'm guessing. Come on, do something. You can do it. Maybe not. Okay. Now, I just, I'm going 0 right now. So I'm going to fast forward a little. And, oh, it looks like I'm actually going to orbit the moon just like that. So it's actually pretty good. And then it's going to fling me off, but I can maneuver before that point. So let's let the moon come in. And there it is. Okay, so this part, ooh, was complicated before. To get we want a nice... Okay, we gotta remember to turn off the fast forward. We want a nice round orbit around here, so we kind of need to thrust this direction. And also slow down. Yeah, so... Where's the moon? There. Oh, that's Kerbin. There's the moon. I just have to get oriented a little bit. So if the moon is this way, like that, okay, and we're pointed like this, we want to thrust to our right, actually to our back to our right, sort of up this way. It'll slow us down and bring us out. Well, you know what? We can just fast forward to this periapsis and slow down right there, and it'll bring the orbit around in a nice circle. Let's do it that way. Okay, fast forwardy. Oh wait, let's turn off the SAS so it's not using up our battery. And let's extend the solar panel in case we do forget and run out of battery. Oops, that's not what I want. Give me... Oh yeah, I meant to move this solar panel because it... Make sure we got fuel in here. Oh yeah, okay, it's working right now. Okay, good. It's not sucking the fuel back. There it is. Extend panel. Watch this. It goes right through that aerodynamic nose cone. So I kind of want to move it. I put it there just so it's sort of... I mean, even though there's no opposing panel to balance it, it is on one of the axes of symmetry that I'm building on. But I'm just going to have to put it to the side because I don't want it going through that. Okay, so let's fast forward. It's kind of cool that I sort of brought my ship to 0 velocity in orbit and sort of let the moon catch up to me. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, I hope we have enough time before we cross that periapsis. RCS, a little bit of thrust to get thrust vectoring from my engine. And we want to slow down. Oh yeah, I think we'll have enough time here. This whoop. See, the camera does that sometimes. Okay, we want to thrust right there. Come on, RCS. I could put more thrusters on here, you know. They're probably very extremely lightweight for a little additional maneuverability. Okay, right about there. Alright, let's turn up our boost. Turn up the boost. Come on. We're going pretty fast here. So as long as we don't cross this thing, we should be just fine. This is going to curve in nicely. It's going to come right around. This other orbit is a little bit off kilter. I sort of was disoriented when I was coming in and making that orbit. I didn't really realize I was tilted at the time. Okay, so let's reduce our thrust, because things are happening. We want to be careful. I mean, I do tend to be fairly sloppy and fly by the seat of my pants, but I do, make no mistake, there is some craft and care that goes into it at certain points. Okay. Almost there. This is, you know, I hate to say it, this is going pretty good. Just might make it this time if everything goes right here. Let's check our fuel situation. We've got half fuel. I think that should be more than enough, because that's a big tank to make it back to Kerbin. It doesn't take much to escape the moon's influence. And I'm excited. I think this might work. Let's put on our lights. Okay. There's one. And there's a second. And old number 3. Right there. Alright, now this will decouple. The thing is, when I decoupled last time, this is what I needed to look up. Okay, but we can still progress. See, after I detach off of here, turn off SAS so I can use my So H will give me momentum. If I had SAS on, it would kill my momentum after I... So I can just give a quick boost there, and it'll keep going with SAS off. Turn the RCS off. A little bit of thrust. So I can still land, but the trouble is, when you look on the map, I'm too close to tell now, but when I separated last time and I ran out of fuel, I also realized, though, that it doesn't show you where this is, this thing, your docking station that you have to come back up and dock to make it home. It doesn't show where it is on the map. So when I land here and come back up to find it, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. This thing might even have enough fuel to get back to Kerbin by itself. But the idea is to dock back onto here, because that thing definitely has enough. Alright, so now what we're going to do is... okay, we want to start a retrograde burn, but we don't want to do that until we get closer to the light side of the moon. Well, one, so we can see, and two, so that our solar panel is giving us energy for our lights in our SAS so we don't run out. Okay, if I start slowing down here, I think the path will come down right somewhere on the light side here. If this guy gets stranded, then we'll just have to make an... Are these on? Is this thing on? There we go. Awesome. Alright, these are very efficient, low power. See the Terrier. A Terrier is a small dog, as you might know. And that's why they named it this. It's just small. It's not made for lots of lift, but it's efficient. I believe the description even says that it's a good lander engine. So yeah, let's watch our... Oh yeah, see, it's coming right in. Let's stop it there, and let's fast forward until we're right about here, and then we'll kill our remaining velocity and come straight down. Turn off our SAS, so it doesn't waste power while we fast forward, because we don't need to be oriented any special way for any reason right now. And sometimes, you see how it's drifting off the ball on the bottom here, off the target? Depending on what you're doing, you actually stay more lined up with what you want to do with SAS off, since it allows you to freely rotate. Okay, we're well on the sunny side of the moon now, so let's just stop there. And let's take a look at our... Oh, look at that big old crater. It's a fairly decent surface, not, you know, that's definitely landable. Nothing too rough looking. So let's turn our RCS. Man, this thing with RCS on and a ship this small, it really handles pretty well. Actually, I mean, the ship isn't... I mean, it's fairly small, but it's actually fairly bulky with this extra fuel. But, extra fuel is very nice for not getting stranded. Better safe than sorry. So I was going to talk about... I wanted to address this, the apparent ugliness, maybe, or I don't know what you'd call it. This lander doesn't look the greatest. But I thought I'd explain the idea behind it. I think I have in a previous video, but basically it's the single smallest rocket, and these three out here are very lightweight. They're not tanks. They're just structure. It's just to provide a wide base for stable landing. And these three are extra tanks, and when they're out, they should be running down, and the center one should be staying full. When these side ones run out, they can launch off. These are basically... My idea behind these three tanks was for landing on the moon, and then I blast them off and get rid of them, and I take back off with this thing starting off full, which would probably be plenty to get back to Kerbin. But it might not even use up these three tanks to land on the moon, so we'll see. But anyway, yeah, it's just a good design. It's nice to have stages that you can get rid of as you use them, just to get rid of all the extra weight possible. Getting a little bit of lag from those write dumps from the hard drive. So, yeah, landing on the moon, I used to try to keep this centered on my right there the whole time, which is always retrograde. Because if you don't, then you can sort of land with some sideways velocity sometimes, some horizontal velocity, as your lander is facing vertical. But I actually tried too much to follow that, and it's okay to have a little bit of sideward velocity as long as you don't tip over after you land. And I found it easier to actually not try so hard to follow this. I basically follow it till you get close to the end, but when you're actually doing the landing part, I find I'm better just free-handing it than trying to navigate with this thing. So we're almost, right down, we're almost to a stop here. 100 meters per second. Let's go, let's flip our ship this way. I want to get the retrograde to be vertical, right on top of the blue globe, so that we're coming down vertically. So if we face this horizontal equator, or whatever that is, that'll send it right up. That'll kill our horizontal velocity and send it right to the top here. As long as we're burning on this side of the circle, it'll push it away from it. So we kind of want to push that circle away towards till it gets to the middle up there. And now once it's in the middle, we'll be in top shape for landing. Okay. Oh, and we almost started flying away from the moon. I wasn't watching my speed too carefully. Okay, SAS on, fast forward. Gain some velocity. I usually let it go to at least 100 or 2 before I resume at normal speed to slow down again. Depending on the height I'm at, 15,000, we're getting fairly close. How's our landing site? Oh, that is smooth. Smooth as a baby's bottom is. God, my old teachers used to say, grade school, high school, or something like that. Didn't like that. Okay, I need to get some more tea here, folks. So I'm just going to slowly let this lower and land by itself instead of fast forwarding. I want to scrub my speed. I don't want to be going fast. I gotta move the microphone there so I can pour my tea. See, I'm not following the yellow circle on the bottom. I mean, I can, but okay, scrubbed enough speed. The thing is, as you approach 0 meters per second, that yellow circle will start shooting off to the side, and at that point, it's a bad idea to follow it. Okay, 8,000. This is what dreams are made of, folks. Finally landing. Oh, look how happy Bill is. Yeah, Bill. Woohoo! Land on that moon. Yeah. Alright. I go with this very utilitarian ladder design. There's some cool ladders that are just like a little thing, little module on the top, and you press them and they extend all the way down, and they're all fancy and stuff, but sometimes they're not long enough, and the way I see it, it's just another thing that can break. We're getting real close now, 5,000. So this is all just solid bars, and I found the kerbals are quite flexible in the gaps, so when you're lining them up next to each other, you don't have to make the gaps even at all. You can have a big gap and a small gap, and they climb up just fine. So I only put them that even just for myself to look better. We're getting close here, folks. This is exciting. It's exciting. This is the best lander I've ever made to date. I've played this game since it was an early. When I was taking MATLAB class in college, and this game came out. I would play this game in class. I still did very well in that class. It was a really hard class too. Oh, we gotta put our landing gear down, don't we? And we better slow down because we're getting pretty close now. Okay. Alright. How's our electricity? Completely fine. The solar panel is getting power for us. Wow, that was a big lag spike from Fraps there. Could get us killed someday. Gotta invest in a better hard drive. So, okay, I'm gonna try to... Actually, I just have enough space before that drops off there. Let's turn a little bit this way. Ooh, this is awesome. Look at that. 5 meters per second. This is like perfect. This is like a perfect landing. At least for my standards, this is amazing. Come on. But yeah, in all the time I've played this game, see how it shoots off to the side? You don't want to follow it. Just keep descending slowly. You'll be fine. Okay. Come on. Whew. That was intense. See that shock right there? That really took a lot of the impact brunt. Oh man, that was awesome. Yeah, this is the, anyway, I was going to say, back when I played that game, all I ever did was just make bigger and bigger rockets and messed with lots of boosters and just like tried to do cool launch things. I never really tried that hard to make it to the moon. And I certainly never tried to make an Apollo-style lander like this, where it comes back up and docks back on. Oh yeah. Alright. I was practicing a little with the controls the other day. If we turn on our RCS, yeah, I was practicing on Kerbin, so what is up? Oh, like the J, K, H, N, no? None of those? Okay. So forward, back, left, and right work, but is that shooting me? No? No? Oh, shift and control. Oh, right, like a rocket. Okay. Woo! How much fuel do we have? Bill, don't go in that crater, Bill. No! Okay. Bill's excited, and I'm excited. Bill, my man. Okay. There we go. He's excited. Let's plant our flag, and let's have a big old lag spike. Awesome. All right. This is history in the making. Look how happy he is. We're just gonna call this Apollo 1 because it's the first Apollo style lander. I hope we make it back too. Alright. How about a soil sample? Because you know those are very important. The darker midland surface appears to be made of basaltic rocks. Data size 30 megabits. Transmit data. 0% science value. Keep data. Reset experiment. Okay, it said like 0% value. So I'm not going to save it or transmit it. Maybe try one more. No? Keep data? Whatever. I mean, review sample. Let's transmit it. No? Okay. That's fine. We tried. That's the important part. So I thought that counts. Jump, space, RCS, space. Come on. Shift, I mean. Yep, he grabs right on. Oh, come on. Oh. Well, I should have turned off the RCS, I think. Get that screen out of my way. Alright, space, shift, R, F. Oh, F is grab. What is he doing? Ah, this lag. Oh. Okay. I think we can keep our RCS on. Are we out of fuel? No. Keep our RCS on. And then F is grab. Alright. Turn our RCS off. Good. He turned it off himself. Okay. Now. B is board. Good. Wow. This is like amazing. As you'll find out through my videos, I make a lot of mistakes. Kind of sloppy. So this is quality, boys. This is real good. Now, like I said, okay, so it is showing us where our orbiter is, which is good, because that means we can actually see. I don't know what setting as target does, but let's just do that so we know it's that one. So it won't be too hard to reach, since these aren't even empty yet. I could probably make it back to Kerbin. You know what? I could transfer this fuel back into the other stage. Oh, now we're getting fancy. I could transfer whatever's left when I get back into my big stage for making it back to Kerbin. And that would be an even more efficient design. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can pretty much start a gravity turn as soon as you launch from the moon since there's no atmospheric drag to get out of before you start going sideways. So now the trick is figuring out which way I actually need to go in terms of direction. Okay, that's retrograde there. And I don't know if this pink thing is really what we want, but since we set the destination, it might be. Okay, what are we... Okay, we want to go slightly away from the surface of the moon so we don't crash. 45 degrees, increase this boost. How's this circle shape? Okay, is that in the same... Yeah, look at that. That's right in the same direction as the orbit we want. So that's good. I'm glad we figured that out. It's more fun for me sometimes to just sort of figure it out than to read a guide and then know how to do it and just do it. Okay, let's put on our SAS right there. Let's turn so that we're kind of... Whoop! Sound happened. I don't think anything happened. That's the same sound it makes when like a rocket flies off or something, but sometimes it just does it randomly. Oh, lag spike. Let's see how we're doing here. So we almost used up these 3 tanks. So it looks like we will get to eject them at some point, which I kind of want to do, just because I've got those cool ejectitron boosters. Oh, it looks like we're going the opposite direction as Moon 1. What is that? What's going on? Look at these things happening. Orbital mechanics, my friends. Okay. What is that? Intersect 1 and intersect 2. That's related to the pink things on this globe. Okay, let's slow down there. We want to get right before the apoapsis and then burn. Let's turn off our SAS. Well, that's alright. We have our solar panel out and the sun's out. And we still have fuel too. So it shouldn't be a problem. Look at that. Oh. It's actually... Oh no. Okay, I thought we were going for that one for a second and that we had made a mistake, but we're okay. We're going for this one. Okie doke. So this is a little disorienting sometimes. You see, these are close to each other. I mistook them. Alright. Stop before the apoapsis. Now we want to turn towards posograde. Posograde burn. You know, I might try defragmenting my hard drive. Maybe that would help with the write dumps. Or maybe I could... I've got so much RAM, I could like dump it to RAM and then copy it to the hard drive as performance constraints allow. I wonder if that would work. Because the RAM would essentially be a solid-state drive at that point. Alright, let's make this nice and like that. Zoom out. And if this works out, that would be a real step forward in my Kerbal accomplishments. Alright. Now we just wait. I guess we're going the wrong direction. So, where is the ship? Is that it? There it is. Okay. So we're here. Ship's here. Oh, we're going the right direction? Just so you guys know, if you're ever trying to catch something in orbit, you'll never catch it if your orbit is bigger than that orbit. Because that's how gravity works. You gotta have a smaller orbit to catch up to something. So our orbit is slightly smaller, and it looks like we're in the right direction, which is good. We won't hit it head on, full speed. We will catch it at some point because we have a smaller orbit. Okay, here we go. This is exciting. I gotta get a snack in a second. My stomach actually hurts a little bit being hungry. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Alright, I'm gonna pause it right there. Okay. I'm no longer feeling like I'm starving. Hard drive is not nearly full. We've used quite a bit. Almost 100 gigabytes, but we have 150 left. Where is our destination? It is out here. Can we... okay, RCS. I guess we'll try flying straight at it. I feel like it's not going to work, but it might. And then the target thing is there, which is promising, because maybe that's how the targeting works. It just tells you where to go. This pink thing here. You know what, now that I'm... yeah, it's actually... okay. Let's see if we meet at this... Looks like we're going to meet right at that position. It's not easy doing space rendezvous. We can't just point at them and fly. You have to intersect your orbits. And if I get here ahead of him, I hope that slowing down will let us catch him. Let's see here. Right about there. Okay. Now let's see. Wait, 8.8. There it is. Can we just fly straight at it? Or, yeah, look, there's the target. That seems to be the plan. I'm going home. You're going home, Bill. Power up our engines here. Turn off our RCS, turn on our SAS. You know what? We don't want to get going too fast. In fact, we should slow down because that thing's gonna fly by us. Why are we going away from the target? That's not what we want. We want to slow. I'm gonna go retrograde. We might need all this extra fuel as I'm learning to catch orbiting bodies here. Okay, let's retro. Okay, let's just slow down for a minute. We're getting pretty close. So close, yet so far. Let's just keep going this way. Let's just take it slowly. We don't want to get really much over 100 or so. Turn around so we can come to a stop. When we... oh, there it is! Look at that. That's so cool. Stop. Ship. Stop. Don't go by. Come on. We'll get there someday. Okay, now we get to Sepratron our tanks. Oh my god, look at that. A little bit scary. You always hope they don't hit anything. Come on, ship. Why won't you go? I want you to go. Okay. This way. No, this way. Jesus Christ. How? It should be full, right? Oh my god. Really? Look at that. We can almost make it with our RCS. We are so close to that thing. Fuck. Oh my god. Moonlander, no! Man, those are... I thought I tested this. Alright, let's see how... Man. Alright. I really thought I was gonna make it back this time. It was looking pretty hopeful. I mean, I easily could have done it if I knew how to orbitally meet somebody. If I knew how to go RCS power. Yeah, that one's not gonna run out or anything before we get there. Are we slowing down? Oh no, we're I think it was speeding away from us at that speed, and now oh, something's happening. How hilarious would it be if we made it back on our RCS fuel? I was even considering upgrading these RCS tanks. So we have to, if we can't forget, to figure out why this should have been full when those 3 tanks emptied, because those 3 tanks fed this main tank, and then this main tank fed these empty housings that have the engines on them. So when those outside ones ran out, this one should have still been full. So I'm not sure what happened there. These don't hold fuel, so I don't know. I don't know how that happened. Look, we're getting close. On RCS power! Oh my god. Come on, Moonlander! Now, see, I can never face the way I want to face with these controls. I kind of want to go... Let's first of all just stop moving so much, turn on SS. Let's turn on RCS, turn off SS, put on forward thrust. Try to catch this guy here. Okay, we don't want to come in too fast. Turn off the RCS. We just want to... I really can't turn... I want to turn left. Okay. Like this. Stay like that. And then forward thrust. It's so close! Okay, we kind of want to turn this way. Continue to follow Moonlander 1 hopelessly. Maybe someday we'll get close. RCS fuel is lasting surprisingly long. Because its purpose is not to propel the ship forward like this. It's just to spin it around. What does the map show? The map shows us right on top of each other. Okay. Where does this want to go? Why does this keep happening this way? I have to keep... I'm like leading... I'm basically leading the target, I feel like. I'm shooting for over there because it keeps going around this way. As long as the distance is getting closer like this, then I don't have to use any fuel from the thrusters. Oh boy, I hope we make it. I thought we weren't going to make it. It's going to be a pretty close one. Edge of your seat kind of drama right here. So we got to be careful we don't want to run into our ship. No, we don't. No, we do not. I'm excited, boys. Okay. Oh, let's turn this off. Turn that on. I want to be stable. Get straightened out here. Alright, turn that back off. So, I think we'll just wait. As long as this number's going down, that's good news. We could always fast forward a bit, since this is going really a little slow. Okay, it looks like we need to go even more that way like I was before. It's still... Okay, stop ship please. Like this. We need to like go that way, because it keeps going to our left somehow. Okay, I might run out of hard drives. Oop, that's the landing gear. Oh, that's easier than clicking each of them, isn't it? Okay. Right next to the forward thrusters for the RCS. G and H are right next to each other. Okay, we're getting closer. Turn off RCS, turn on SES, fast forward. It's going to go in front of us again, I think. And we're going to have to go to the left again to catch it. How's our fuel doing? Got 1/3 left. Okay, I think we want to go like that. Oh, stop. No, stop doing things. Stop moving. Are we out of power? Crap. The SAS isn't working because we have no sun. That's not good. Oh. Okay, I don't really want to waste the RCS thrusters, but I guess I will. It's just a game after all. But, you know, actually no, I'm gonna wait because I really can't get my ship to be stable. Actually, if I watch the globe down here... No, well, I'm just gonna fast forward until we get some sunlight here. Could always put on a battery pack in the future for more power. Well, see, that one's going in the other direction. That's why I was confused before. Okay. We've got our power back. No, we don't. Oh, did that break off? Then we'll really be screwed, won't we? I think when those rockets blasted off, those extra tanks blasted off, they took the solar panel with it, didn't they? It was right there. Alright, well, we're gonna have to try to finish 1.1, 3.4 kilometers. Okay, if we go back around to the intersection point. Oh, no, there's a new one. Wait, what's that? Wait, there's two of them? What's this? Intersect 1, intersect 2. Let's go to the one of them, either one I guess, and try a final maneuver with the RCS. And if that doesn't work, we'll be out of options at that point. So now we know for the next model we gotta put the solar panel in a better position. We also need to make our fuel tanks not run out in the improper order as they did before. Yeah, I think pretty much just gotta cut it there because oop. Oh look, what is that? What? Are you serious? It's letting me control one of my ejected tanks. Okay. Sure, why not? But, I didn't really know it was this easy. Okay, oh, I clicked the right one. But, there's the 1.1. Lander. Yeah, I don't think there's any hope, folks. Try one more time at this intersect 1. See what I'm talking about? How well it was going on the moon? How that's unusual? That's what I'm talking about. Usually I make a big mess out of everything. But Makes it so when you do actually get it right, it's even a sweeter victory. Instead of it just being normal and expected. Right? Okay. Right on the intersect point there. How close are we? 4 kilometers. Yeah, no, the RTS isn't going to cut it. It's going to give up. For this one, we'll make it next time. We'll practice, we'll get things straightened out. We're getting closer. Yeah, and Bill, he'll be another rescue candidate. He'll be up here orbiting. And once we get good at it and make a ship that can hold lots of people, we'll come up and rescue all these guys. Alright, well, I'll see you guys next time.